As we all know, the opioid epidemic has become a huge burden and problem in our country and internationally. In the United States, our prior Surgeon General declared the opioid epidemic the second largest epidemic facing the American public, behind only the obesity epidemic. And so because of that, the AAPM&R has partnered with its physician partners to create a program that can educate our physicians and our physiatrists in the community on how to appropriately treat patients with chronic pain or substance use disorders or substance abuse, so that we can better manage these patients who are going to be coming to us with various degrees of participation restrictions and activity limitations, and still have chronic pain and still require, in many cases, opioids or other non-opioid treatments. This is our second annual course, and I think that a lot of the feedback we got from the first course is that we offered real-world practical feedback, practical solutions, not pie in the sky, avoid the use of opioids for everybody, or only target opioids in specific populations and never use it in these populations. It was really more of a real-world course, and we're carrying that through for the next set of courses too. So this course that's on May 1st and 2nd at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee, we're really going to have a similar drive with some new content. We talk about violence in the workplace, because after all, that's a real issue that some of our physiatrists face. We also talk about the burden of patient satisfaction, and still a desire of trying to minimize the use of opioids and decrease the total opioid consumption for individual patients, or not at all prescribe it, and how do you still manage patient satisfaction. And we also talk about the best ways to use opioids in the event that you choose to do that without causing harm to your patients or to yourself, so as a provider. So we really have positioned it as more of a real-world course, and really how you treat your patients, as opposed to something that's really pharmacologically based. This course will benefit any physiatrist. It'll also benefit anybody who treats anybody with chronic pain. It'll benefit any provider who treats anybody with a substance abuse disorder. There's absolutely no question in my mind that every physician has in some way has to deal with the opioid epidemic. And so it doesn't matter if you're a physiatrist. Of course, we're doing this, the American Academy of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, so I think we'll cater to physiatrists in some way. But I'm certain that if you come and you are a physician or a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant or anybody in medical care, you'll really get a lot out of this course, because you'll learn the beneficial, optimal ways to treat somebody who has chronic pain, who has a substance use disorder. So you're going to hear from a DEA agent who's retired, who now can speak candidly about the role of the DEA in prosecuting physicians in their role in the opioid epidemic, and hear the truth about whether you feel like you should be concerned as a physician who provides opioids to patients. There is a lot of misconception out there, and a lot of misspeak, and people providing hearsay and really promoting things that aren't true. And this retired DEA agent, his name is Richard Tucker, is a phenomenal speaker, and he'll go through the role that the DEA has, and whether or not that you would get yourself in trouble, and how you can keep yourself out of trouble as a conscientious physician who wants to help his patients or her patients. We do have a session on alternative treatment options. We're going to talk about functional medicine. We're going to talk about complementary and alternative treatments, other types as well, such as acupuncture and mindfulness, and really engage the providers who are there in methods that they could use to minimize the use of opioids in their patients, but still keep their patients treated well. We'll have 14.25 great hours of CME over the course of a 2-day period, and in between you'll also be able to explore and enjoy the wonderful city of Nashville. I hope we'll see you guys there. Myself and the other course directors are really excited about what we've put together, and we really want to see as many people as we can come out and learn about the opioid crisis.